Hi everybody, welcome to week 12 module 1, and today we are going to be covering the long-term relationship. Okay, this whole week is centered and focused around long-term relationships. How do you master an LTR if you decide to get into one? Because trust me fellas, if you do not master this, you're in for pain. You're in for pain. Now, what I titled module 1 today is I titled this one-itis. Now, many men suffer from one-itis, especially many men that have no idea about female nature. There's a lot of men out there that think when they meet that certain someone, they meet that special girl, they think that she's the one. This is one-itis. This is when people are just navigating the world in a lens where they have these blinders on. They can't see anything clearly. Now, listen, fellas, there's absolutely no such thing as the one. There's no such thing. It's magical, it's fantasy, it's fake, it's in your head. Okay, if you build enough comfort and rapport and narrative and sexual chemistry with a woman at any time, at any point you can turn a single woman into the one. This comes from you having options. This comes from you having the abundance mindset. This comes from you being able to take the lead and to take control and make sure that the women that are coming into your life are a good suit for you. Okay? Here's what I mean by this. Men that suffer from one-itis are typically men who are beta males. They are beta male men who are very weak when it comes to dating. They're beta male men who are very weak when it comes to women. And the weaker and the softer and the more loving and more caring that they are with their females, typically the more the woman will leave. The more the woman will pull back. Okay, if you decide, here's what I want you to take away from this whole module. If you decide to get into a long-term relationship, what you have to remember from the get-go is there is no such thing as the one. Okay? Things may be going smoothly. Things may be going great. You may fall in love with her. She may fall in love with you. But you have to realize that interaction with that female, there is absolutely nothing special about it. Because there's a whole sea of billions of other women out there that equally have the same sort of chemistry and attraction that you do. The thing is you just haven't met them yet. Men who fall in love with the one, who think that this woman is so special or this woman is so radically different, oftentimes get heartbroken. And oftentimes they have no sense in female nature or their masculinity. Fellas, one-itis is when you think that she is the one. One-itis does not exist. If you decide to get into a relationship with a woman, you must know this. You must know that it is validation. Because essentially what you're telling that woman subconsciously is you're saying, honey, all of the options are off the table. I'm only going to be loyal to you. I'm only picking you. Yes, it's great if you want a wife. Yes, it's great if you would like a girlfriend. But what you need to realize is that it does lower her attraction subconsciously. You have to be willing to be okay with that. If you decide to get into a long-term relationship or, God forbid, get married, which if you do, please get a prenup so that way she doesn't take half your ass of what you're worth, you must make damn sure, I'll repeat this one more time, you must make damn sure that she knows where you stand with her, and you must know that there's nothing special about the interaction. You have to know this, because if you don't know this, you're in for pain. Okay? You have to know that it will lower her attraction slightly for you. Here's why. There's nothing more attractive to a female than a man with options. There's also nothing more attractive to a female than a man that she has to pursue and has trouble locking down. There's also nothing more attractive to a female than a female who has to chase a guy's validation forever and will never get it. You must know that as soon as you lay your cards out on the table, as soon as you give in, as soon as you have a mutual agreement to be exclusive and to be locked down with this woman, you must know that her attraction for you will be lower. Now, I'm not saying you don't get the benefits and the perks of a relationship. It's not like you don't get the benefits and perks of love or care or having female energy. Whether you want to believe in love or not is up to you. Granted, every man at times wants to have some female energy and some care from a sweet, submissive woman in his life. But what you must know is if you agree that she's the only woman you are having sex with, if she's the only girl that you're sticking your dick in, you must know that her attraction for you is lower. Because there's that validation switch in her head. And as soon as that happens, she switches that on and she goes, got him. Got that motherfucker. I got him. I got him figured out. I got him locked down. He likes me enough where he just committed. He likes me enough where he just committed to me. Lowers her attraction. You must know this. Even if she tells you she wants it, she might fight for a relationship for 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. She might fight and kick and scream and say, why won't you be exclusive? Why won't you be exclusive? I hate this. This sucks. I'm so in love with you. Watch what happens when you give it to her. As soon as you give it to her, her attraction for you will slightly go down because now she just got you sold. She just got you figured out. You mutually agreed that she was good enough. Her pussy was good enough to give into and submit to being exclusive. You have to look at it from this standpoint. There is no the one. Okay, the one can be a lot of different girls. You know, there was the one that you lost your virginity to. There was the one that was your first kiss. There was the one that was your first girlfriend. There was the one that let you bring a friend so you guys could both slam her. There was the one that also brought a friend and you got to slam both of them. There was the one that you married. There was the one that you divorced. The one-itis can mean a lot of different things. Don't let your mind get emotional. Stay rational through this. You have to think your way through this. You are a man who's rational and who's logical and who can think clearly. Do not start getting emotional and think she's the one for you. You will end up over-validating, you will over-love her, and she will leave, and you are in for pain. Hi everybody, welcome to Module 2 of Week 12. Today we are talking about the blue pill versus the red pill. Now if you follow me on YouTube, you know I'm not a certain breed. I don't associate myself with a certain group. I'm not MGTOW, I'm not blue pill, I'm not red pill. I see women for what they are, and I'm going to explain the two pills. Now you get to pick what you want to be. I'm not trying to make alphas over here that catch STDs and fuck 100 women a year. But at the same time, you have to know what happens if you choose to go to the blue pill stage and enter into a loving relationship or a relationship with a woman, period. Now, the reason why I don't associate myself with anything is because all women are the same. All men are the same and all women are the same. All men have the same internal desires. All women have the same internal desires. Men want to be successful and spread seed and reproduce. Women want to lock down one alpha. They want to reproduce with only the bad boy. Now, what you have to remember about women is that women are opportunists. So you must use that accordingly. Opportunist meaning if you're a guy with a lot going for him, she doesn't love you for you. She loves you for the opportunity that you present her. Meaning if you're highly successful, if you have high status, she has the opportunity to piggyback ride on that train and go wherever you're going. You see, that's what she's wanting to do. If she sees that you're successful, she wants to become part of that success so she can live easy. If she sees that you're very strong and dominant, she wants to piggyback off of that because she feels safe. There's nothing about you specifically that she loves. It's only the traits that you give her. Now, women are opportunists, so we use them accordingly. I use them accordingly. Meaning that I understand that if a woman is giving me love and affection, she better be doing it in ways beyond just what's between her legs. She better be making me food. She better be helping me make my bed. She better be helping me clean my room. She better be providing me an opportunity to enjoy her more than just with what's between her legs. She has to work to earn my love. Now, red pill men, this is a Matrix reference from the movie The Matrix. Men who take the red pill, they understand female nature. They understand hypergamy. They understand alpha seed versus beta need. They understand that the guy who she's fucking is probably not the guy who is her provider and who she lives with and who she lays to next to and cuddles and watches movies and watches Netflix with him. They're two different guys. So you get to pick what you want to be. Now, the blue pill man is the man who is still stuck inside the matrix. He's the man who's still stuck inside of how he thinks the real world is. This blue pill man is the man who still takes the blue pill. He believes in the fairy tale. He believes in the white picket fence and the 3,000 square foot house and just nice mom and pop type style living, and he believes that that woman will just love him for him. 2 kids, happy marriage. He says things like, happy wife, happy life. He's the guy who loves the honey-do list, and he constantly is submissive to his female and pleases her. Now, the alpha man, the man who's on the red pill, makes women submit to him. This is the man who makes women suck his dick, This is the man who makes women bow down to him. This is the man who makes the women pay for the dates. This is even the man who can probably manipulate good enough to make women pay for his rent. You understand what type of guy this is? This is the type of guy that's direct and forward and doesn't give a fuck. This is the type of man that makes her pussy wet. However, remember with hypergamy, there's two sides to this. She still needs the blue-pilled man. She still needs the man for safety and security of finances, right? Now, when I say use hypergamy against women, or women are opportunists, so we use that accordingly, what that means is, let's say you are that comfy guy. You are that guy who has a good job. You know how to make money. You're good with sales. You're good with people. Let's say she's looking at you going, oh, ho, ho, I found myself a blue pill beta male provider. Let me try to settle down with his ass. Well, here's how you use hypergamy against them. You sell her that dream that maybe, baby, one day you can be with me. Right, but I just don't know when that time is. And she will fight and fight and fight and fight and fight to get it. You don't ever give it to her. And that's how you keep her chasing your validation. You don't ever give her that exclusivity. You don't ever get on a knee to her and propose. You don't ever get on a knee and marry her. Now, you can if you want. I don't mind if you do. I like married men too. My parents were married for a long time. But what you must know is that if you're a married man, or if you're a man who is going to submit, like think about it for a second. A man kneeling to a woman, you're submitting to her with a big diamond ring. You're on your knees confessing your love to her. It's very weak. It lowers her attraction. It's the fairy tale that she wants in her head, but watch what happens as soon as she gets it. As soon as she gets it, she loses attraction for that guy over time. It's called betatization. What was once this strong, dominant alpha guy fucking the shit out of her from the back every night is now the sweet guy mowing the grass, and she just does not get wet for him the same way. If you take the blue pill, what you must realize is that you're playing the same game as everybody else. You're playing the game where you're stuck in society, and you think that women will just love you for you, and you want to just settle down and live comfy with a girl. If you take the red pill, you understand hypergamy. You understand how women are not loyal, and you also understand how women will, sleep with you and cuddle you, but then just go fuck the bad boy. I'd rather give this info to you stone cold. You get to pick what side you are. Are you a blue pill man who tries to settle down and get married and have kids and all that, or are you the red pill man that she wants to sleep with every day? Because the desire, you can only pick one side. It's very tough to be both. Hi everybody, welcome to Module 3 of Week 12, and in today's video, what you must know is that the number one turn-on for a woman who's pursuing for a relationship is going to be uncertainty. Uncertainty as to if she can get the relationship out of you or not. Uncertainty as to she can never really know where you stand with her. Because let's break this down and think about this for a second. The girl who knows exactly where the man stands with her, the girl who knows exactly how in love and how emotional and how emotionally wrapped this man is into her, the more her pussy gets drier, and the more she will back away, and the more she will leave that man eventually. Uncertainty raises attraction. Uncertainty keeps her chasing your validation. Meaning, here's what I would suggest if you're a man and you have a woman pursuing you for a relationship. You need to be uncertain. You need to be unpredictable at all times. Meaning, you need to cancel dates last minute sometimes. You need to tell her that you're free on Saturday. If it's a Tuesday, you tell her that you're free on Saturday. And then Friday night, you tell her, hey, I'm actually going out with my friends that night. I can't see you anymore. Maybe you flake on the date last minute. Maybe you make her a priority that's so far stuffed back she's just pissed off because she can never actually lock you down. All I'm saying is this: uncertainty raises a woman's attraction. If you're hot one day for her and cold the next day, if you're constantly pulling back, if you're returning calls less and less, especially after she gives you some sexual investment, oh boy, you have this whole thing exactly right where you need it. Because this is manipulation 101, and these women, if you don't know how to do the manipulating, these women will manipulate you. They will manipulate you till the ends of the earth to try to get you to submit to them. And then once she hoses you for your resources, your finances, free dates, well, now she's off to screw the next bad boy. I'm giving you this info so you're well aware of female nature. Uncertainty raises attraction. I'm currently in a relationship right now, and I made her fight tooth and nail for 6 months as I was sleeping with 2 other women before I finally committed to her. And Even at that, I only committed to her when she started showing insane amounts of value to my life in other ways. For example, when my business manager got shut down for Facebook advertisements, this woman that's currently in my life let me use her credit card to buy money for advertisements to reignite my business. This woman has also helped me lay the content in this program. This woman also comes to my house and will clean my entire apartment and make my bed and clean my toilet. Meaning I qualified her on a lot of other things. I said, honey, this is it. Here's the thing. I have needs as a man, and I'm also on my purpose. I'm high value. I take care of my body. You're going to have to bring more to the table than just vagina. And when she understood that, when she realized that I wasn't sold on her, when she realized that I had uncertainty with her, she fought even harder to lock me down. She now viewed me as that alpha 10 times greater than she did in the beginning, because I would never give her exclusivity with me. You can't be exclusive with a woman unless she earns it, fellas. Uncertainty raises attraction. I want you to be as uncertain as you possibly can. Be very attracted to her one day, and then the next day back away and be so stone cold. The next day, don't reply to texts sometimes for 2, 3, maybe 4 days. Drive these bitches crazy. FaceTime her one night for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Take time, be real sweet to her, and then don't return her call for the next 5 to 10 days. It will piss her off. It will drive her up a wall. She will be at your foot begging and pleading to be with you. But you got to realize this is internal stuff coming out. You're becoming a different man. You're becoming different day by day. What was once a small, weak boy before Never Left on Red is now a savage beast probably by week 12. And you're probably at the point right now where you've been hosed by women, you've been taken advantage of by women in long-term relationships, and here's what you must know. If you decide to get into another one, if you don't know this stuff, if you don't know how to withdraw love, if you don't know how to pull back and you go cold first before she does, if you don't understand this stuff, you will get taken advantage of and you will become heartbroken once again. If you decide to enter into a relationship, you must do it with a red-pilled lens. You must do it by taking the red pill. You take the red pill and you realize she still needs to view you as that dominant alpha male. When I have sex with a woman, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. When I have sex with a woman, my goal is to get that girl to come 3 to 4 times before I come once. I need her calling me daddy. I need her sucking my dick. I need her asking to suck my dick over and over for the whole night. I need full submission. There's a reason 50 Shades of Grey is women's #1 best-selling book and movie in America. These women are craving a strong, dominant guy to pull their hair and hit it from the back and take control of them. You must realize this. If you don't, you're in for pain when you realize that she's been having sex with the neighbor or the mailman down the street for the past 2 years as she's been living with you. This is real life shit. Right now, currently in this course, I have a pastor who's been married for 30 years and his wife has been cheating on him for the past decade and he had no clue. Please realize these females are not all loyal. Please realize these females are not what they are cracked up to be. Uncertainty to raise attraction. Hi everybody, welcome to Module 4 of Week 12. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you exactly why women only want the superstar. And this is especially true if you're in a long-term relationship, an LTR. If you're in an LTR, what you need to know is this. Women do not want to settle down with a guy who does not have their shit together. She's not hardwired to, okay? What you got to realize is that in her eyes, when you say the word married, like you're married to this man, this Prince Charming, she has the view of a prince. She has the view of a doctor, a neurosurgeon, a dentist, a rock star, a Hollywood singer, a business owner, a CEO. She associates marriage with high status, high career goals, high drive. If you decide, because once again, I'm making this course to protect men. I'm not making this to teach you how to fuck 100 women a year. I'm not teaching you this so you can, whatever the case may be. I'm not teaching this to learn game and pick up. I'm teaching this to protect men. I'm teaching this to make men better. I'm teaching you female dynamic and I'm teaching you male masculinity. What you must know about female dynamic is that she only wants the superstar, Meaning, do not even consider marriage or a long-term relationship until you have your shit together. This is going to include your finances, your career status, your life goals, and everything in between. Your body, your health, everything. Because you got to remember, if a woman's looking at settling down and getting married with a man, one of the biggest things for that is going to be his financial status and career. And the reason for that is because, once again, if you're going to settle down with a woman, she's looking at you from the beta need standpoint, not the alpha seed, not the reproduction. She's looking at this man as who would be the best long-term provider to take care of the children if we do have kids. This is also where you will see single moms in their early 20s. They will constantly fuck the alpha. They will constantly sleep with the bad boy. And then they will use the beta. They will use the guy with the, good job, the good provisioning traits, the good household skills. She'll use him later on in life. Even if she has baggage, she'll find a nice beta male provider to settle down with so that way he can take care of kids that aren't hers. Do you get what I mean? This is a very broken system. If you do decide to enter into a relationship with a woman, you must know this. You must know that she doesn't love you for you, and she loves you for what the opportunity you bring to her is. She's going to love you for the financial status. She's going to love you for the status of being Prince Charming. It's what you can do for her. Women are opportunists. If they see a man with an opportunity, that's what they pounce on. So what did I title this originally? They want the superstar is what I titled this. If you're not a superstar yet, you don't belong getting married, and you don't belong dating women in a long-term relationship. A long-term relationship has to be earned. Because here's the thing. Yes, you can be angry and salty at women. You can be pissed off because you think, oh, they'll never love me for me. They just love me for what I can provide for them. It's like, yeah, that's true. But guess what? You don't love her for her either. You love her for her big fat ass. You love her for how hot and how thick her hips are. You love her for how big her tits are. You love her because she's super sexy and cute and turns you on. That's called attraction, not what's logically right. You got to remember, attraction is not negotiated. Attraction doesn't make sense logically. Attraction is purely emotional when it comes to women. So this is the case. You must be the superstar. Me, I'm a male masculinity and fitness coach. My goal is to be the best male masculinity and fitness coach that's ever walked this earth. Point blank, period. So that's what I chase. That's what I pursue. That's me. But now if a woman wants to date me or lock me down or marry me, it's because she views me as that. I'm this strong, masculine dating coach that she views me as. When really I look at myself, I'm just Casey. But she sees me as the opportunity. She sees you at the opportunity. If you have a high status career, if you're you own your own real estate agency, you're an insurance broker, you own an insurance agency, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you do phone sales, and you make hefty commissions, like whatever the case may be, you must know she's using you as an opportunity. If you decide to settle down with her, that's great. That's great if you guys get married one day, but you must know that the court systems are not in your favor. If she decides to leave you or she decides to go sleep with the mailman down the road, you must believe that those court systems are going to be awarding her half of your earnings, and if you guys have kids together, this is going to get even messier. Enter into the dating sphere understanding the real consequences of what happens when you're with a woman for the wrong or right amount of time. She wants a superstar. If you're not that yet and you get into a relationship, you're in for a rude awakening and heartbreak as she pulls back and tries to level up in her hypergamy when she tries to find the next strongest mate to provide for her. Hi everybody, welcome to Module 5 of Week 12. Today I titled this What You Must Know. What you must know is that many men are alpha when single, but beta while in a relationship. And I was once there. What I mean by this is for those of you that are used to good game and cold approach, even though I don't recommend that, for those of you that are good seducers with women, for those of you that are good at getting sex right away from women, whether that be in 45 minutes or whether that be after a couple interactions, the fact of the matter is that she views you as an alpha. If a woman lets you have sex with her, and not only have sex with her, but lets you do it dirty, meaning lets you hit it from the back, lets you tie her up, lets you slap her ass, sucks your dick, does all that nasty shit, she views you as a fucking alpha. She views you as a guy who she wants to just fuck the shit out of. Okay? But here's the problem with this. You must know that many guys become beta while in a relationship Because you watch what happens when you enter into a relationship. It's like 1 month in, yeah, you're alpha. You keep fucking her, right? But you watch what happens 2 months in. You hold that hand a little too long. You look closely into her eyes for a little too long. You hold that cheek for a little too long as you're kissing her, and she thinks one thing. She goes, oh, got him. That motherfucker loves me. She's sitting there going, that son of a bitch loves me, and I know it. And it dries up her pussy. It makes her dry. What you must know is that if you're a man, you need to hold alpha masculine frame 24/7 around your girl if you're in a long-term relationship. What they call this is betatization by 1,000 concessions. Meaning concession by concession, one honey-do list after another, one I love you text after another. You become a soft marshmallow piece of shit. You become a soft little boy that you can just poke and prod at your emotions, and you're so wrapped up in love with females, you no longer focus on yourself. Chances are by this time you get sex from her very, very rarely, and not only that, you lose your ways of creating attraction, and you lose your ways of actually flirting with her to make her sexually wet for you. Bad idea. If you want to enter into a relationship, you have to do it with a red pill lens, and you have to realize that over time you are going to probably become slightly more betatized if you don't catch yourself. Meaning, here's what you have to do. Let's say you've been dating a woman for a full year, maybe even longer. Let's say a year and a half or 2 years. Or let's say you're a married man in this course and you've been married to her for 5 to 10 years. What I want you to do is I want you to every single day treat her like it was the first month you've known her. Meaning if she's in the kitchen cooking food, slap her ass, okay? If you're on your way home from work, you get on the phone with her and you say, honey, when I get home, you wear something tight. Because when I get home, you're going to suck daddy's dick. And then we're going to fuck. This is going to give her that, okay, that submitting emotion, that, oh my God, she's all wrapped up with a real man who will just tell her what to do. The more you can lead her and the more you can direct her, the better chances you have of success with a woman at all times, because you're leading her in the direction you want. Meaning you tell her what you want. You create that attraction like it was the first week you guys met. Meaning you say, baby, when I get home, you suck the shit out of my dick. And then you're going to make me some food after. Okay? You're that alpha who just tells her what you want. She will be wet for you forever if you can maintain that even while in a relationship. So what I'm titling this video is Never Stop Gaming Your Woman, and how NoFap can help you with this. Okay, now listen closely and pay attention. Here's what a lot of men run into, and I'm going to cover the long-term relationship in this. I'm also going to cover the marriage. Okay, one of the things that has sparked my interest in masculinity and coaching is because, I'll talk about this later sometime when I have more subscribers and more people to share the message with, but when I was younger, I went through a very tough divorce with my parents, and it was very, very hard to see all this stuff, and that is what really sparked my ability to grow and develop myself and to make sure that I spread the message so what I saw and witnessed and went through never happens to other people again. Okay, so this is very close to my heart. Now, what I title this is Never Stop Gaming Your Woman. Oftentimes when people enter into long-term relationships, or oftentimes when people enter into marriage, or they enter into some form of exclusivity with a woman, what happens is there's some point in the interaction when it goes stale. There's some point in it when the woman pulls back. There's some point in it when she dries up and is no longer attracted to that man. Now, what I tell all men is I say this, listen, I say, if she was once attracted to you and she no longer is, it is always 100% your fault that the relationship went south. And the reason for that is because if you are the man, you have to take ownership and leadership of where the direction of the relationship is going. I don't think this is talked about enough with people. If you don't control the outcome, then you're in for a rude awakening, because the woman doesn't want to control the outcome. As soon as she's with a man who she can control the outcome with, she will lose even more respect and attraction for you, because now this guy is her walking toy. This guy is now her walking little puppet that she can just get to do whatever he wants. It can't be like that. Okay, if the interaction's going stale, it's because you have to own up to it and say, hey, my seduction probably wasn't on point. The way I carried myself with that woman probably wasn't on point. The way I tried to engage her emotions probably wasn't on point. And because of that, she starts to realize that this guy is not a man that she wants to settle down with. She realizes that this is not a man that's worth pair bonding with anymore. Fellas, you can never stop gaming your wife. You can never stop gaming your girl. You can never resort to the phone and start fapping in order to release those sexual fantasies. You have to get her to feel that way about you. Okay, you have to always make sure that when she closes her eyes and she's having that fantasy, you want it to be with you. You want her to think of you as that guy that she just does it with. Because if you can't get that out of her, the chances are is that somebody else is. Now, these alpha dominant hyper-masculine traits that she desires, she's going to desire things like a strong, able, successful guy, right? Or a strong, lean, toned, ripped dude, okay? Or just a strong leader even. You know, somebody who's very direct, somebody who tells her exactly what he wants. There's a reason, fellas, 50 Shades of Grey is like the most popular movie among women in America. It's because that's what they're all craving, and that's what none of them can get. So they're constantly settling down. Like, think of the word for a second, settle down. Settle means an agreement between two parties. Down means that you just agreed down. You agreed to go down in rank. You agreed to settle down with a person who you just had to settle with, meaning you leveled the playing field. You're no longer playing it. If you don't seduce your woman, if you don't engage your woman's emotions sexually, somebody else will. Now, here's what happens is guys, the longer they're with a woman, start to get into this lover boy frame. This frame to where they start to actually believe that the girl really just likes them for them. When in reality, she was liking you for your behavior in the beginning. She was liking you for the attractive qualities that you had. Now, if you stop displaying those, you're going to be in for pain. You're going to be in for lots of pain during the pullback because she's not actually going to be able to articulate in her head why it is that she's pulling back. She's going to disguise it as other things. She's going to say things like, it's a girl's night out. I just want to go hang out with my friends. I think we need space. What that's saying is, dude, you messed up a long time ago. You messed up a long time ago and you didn't realize it. The problem is this, fellas. Women are very sexual. Women are extremely sexual and men don't want to believe it. Men don't want to believe that women are freaky. Men don't believe that women want to do these crazy things. The thing is, if she's not doing these crazy things with you, she'd rather do them with somebody else because she doesn't view you that way. You have to get her to view you that way always. Why I titled it Never Stop Gaming Your Girl, Never Stop Gaming Your Wife. And no, this isn't cold approach game. This isn't some tactics like that. I mean, gaming is in being that arrogant dude that just says whatever you want to her. Okay, this is what's going to turn her on, is when you show that even if you're in a relationship, you will still offend if necessary. You will still make those gestures sexually if necessary. Meaning that, you know, if she is doing something that's attractive, if she's looking hot, if she's doing something that is, you know, maybe she's wearing something a little scandalous, you know, what you do is you escalate in a way where it shows some sort of engagement. You know, it's like, shit, this dude I was talking to, he's been married for a while. He hasn't slept with her in a while. I'm like, dude, like next time she's in the kitchen making you coffee, like tap her ass. You know, get her to engage with you sexually. There's so many guys that get into lover boy frame, and you can't do that. Now, here's where nofap comes in. I'm a big fan of semen retention and nofap. But here's the thing, if you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage, nofap might be a better option, and at minimum, nofap is going to be the way to go, and here's why. When men don't get their sexual fantasies delivered out through their woman, they typically turn to this right here. They turn to the cell phone. And when they turn to the cell phone, here's what happens. They have the disconnect with their woman even more. Even more so they can't resonate with her. Even more so they can't flirt with her. Even more so they can't get the emotional spikes with her. And they just can't articulate why it is that she is not sexual with him anymore. And she's in a bad spot in the relationship. She probably doesn't appreciate him. She doesn't like him. And she thinks he's not a man. Now, fellas, it's not that she has low sex drive. It's that she has low sex drive with you. And every time that you're stroking it on the phone to somebody else, what you really should be doing is interacting and carrying that out with her, especially if you're married. Okay, if you're married or if you're in a long-term relationship, you need to be dropping it down with your girl. Because she needs to view you as that guy who's sexy and that can make her feel certain ways. You get so many guys that expect that this girl's just going to like them, they're going to pay for some dates, they're going to hold hands and kiss and walk in the park, and that's it. Fellas, women are freaks too. Women like to do all that crazy shit too. Like anything you fantasize about in the pornos, you best believe your girl fantasizes about that too. Now you get to take the pick. Does your girl do that with you or not? And part of it is going to be through the nofap. Part of it is going to be through the retention. Because here's the thing. If you tell yourself straight up, if you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, listen, I'm a man who will not result to the mass majority behavior. I'm a man who will not submit to what the other 95% of men do. I'm a man who will actually do things my way that I know will lead to success with my woman. So if you say that, hey, I'm not watching porn, I'm not stroking it, I'm not doing any of that low-level behavior, well, guess what's going to happen? You now are forced to interact with your woman. You are now forced to carry out that life with her. You now are forced to carry out all of those experiences with your girl. The reason for that is because you're not using artificial women on a cell phone, and you're also not using your fantasies and your left hand and the bottle of a vino to carry it out. You're connecting one-on-one with that girl. You're releasing your masculine energy with her feminine energy. And what happens, fellas, women will do a lot for you in the bedroom if you just tell them what it is that you're wanting. In fact, the more direct you are and the more you tell her what it is that you're wanting in your way of seducing her, the more it is that she'll probably just let you do it or even desire to do it with you even more than you desire it in the first place. Women want to feel that way. Women want to feel like their man can just take control of them and drop it down for them. I know that's hard for a lot of you boys who like to go for walks in the park and hold hands, but fellas, these women get freaky too. I don't know where this ever came about where every woman is just a Cinderella princess and you got to go on 6 dates and now you have to do it. Like in the past when I would sleep around a lot or when I would hook up or something, I've slept with girls in 15 to 20 minutes after meeting them before. Not saying I'm proud of that, but it's like if you can create the right type of energy and emotional specs and she sees that you're this guy that like is comfortable in your sexuality and comfortable in your own skin, she's going to be very much drawn to you. Now the key is to not lose this even when you've known the girl for a while. You see, I'm not a certain pill like everyone talks about. You have to be this color pill of red, or now you entered a purple, now you're a black. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm a man. I'm a human being. I connect with women. They're all on the planet. There's only two types. There's either men or there's women. No such thing as good girls, no such thing as bad girls, no such thing as nice guys, none of that. It's like there's the male race and there's the female. How can you make yourself the best male possible so that way your genes are worth carrying on, so that way your woman is worthy of what you have to offer and she's worthy of what you have to offer? You get it? This goes both ways. Now, a lot of you don't have a very good example of how to apply this. So instead of just telling you what to do, I'm going to show you what most men do, and then I'm going to show you what you probably should do to have a better result. Here's the thing, fellas. You can't get emotional with women. You must stay logical and rational unless you're trying to give her an emotional spike and make her feel a certain way. Now, what I mean by this is when a guy enters into a long-term relationship, here's what he typically does in order to try to create sexual energy. He will try to do things like kiss her very sweetly, tell her how much he loves her, and then say, you know, he'll either straight up say we should have sex, or he will be in this kissy lover boy frame, like kissing her a lot and like feeling her. And then what he's going to do is he's going to try to like remove her clothes, or he's going to start to try to get her to have sex and like get her to agree to have sex. Like, hey, can we have sex right now? And it creates this awkward vibe. Instead, what you should be doing if you're in a relationship or if you're married with that woman is you tell her exactly what you want her to do. For example, if you would say this, if you're on the phone and you say, honey, when I get home from work, I want you to be wearing something so tight that it just pops so nicely. And not only that, after dinner, what we're going to do is we're going to screw right away when I get there. So take a shower, take a bath, get relaxed, and wear something hot for me. Okay, so if you say that, notice you weren't being a dick. You weren't being an asshole. You were leading her as to how you want the relationship to go. You were leading her as to what you want. You want her to look hot and cute. You know what she's going to do when she hears that? She's going to go, okay. Because all of a sudden you're demonstrating that you're okay with your sexuality. You're okay with leading where the sex is going to go. And not only that, if she's your wife, you're gaming your woman. You're telling your woman, listen, get sexy for me because I'm about to drop it down. Like, I don't know where this it's like, this is so crazy. All the guys think it's cool to interact that out on the cell phone. Like, you see the craziest shit on the cell phone. You see multiple toys going in places they shouldn't be, and you see multiple appendages going in places they shouldn't be. And when it comes to real life, the guy's like, oh, you can't say that. You can't talk like that. It's like, dude, you can't talk like that? What are you stroking it to? You're stroking it to every single night, that exact situation. But the thing is you can't do it in real life because you're too scared. And then you have women who are doing it too. They're stroking it to that every night with their toys. It's like some women watch porn too. It's like, but then with their man, it's like there's this disconnect in energy. And then they wonder why there's divorce. They wonder why that there's pissed off partners. They wonder why their guy's not acting masculine or their wife isn't behaving a certain way. This is all interlinked. It's interlinked with self-care. It's interlinked with going to the gym. It's interlinked with the retention. For example, if you're overweight and you're not eating appropriately, well, guess what? Most food has chemicals in it. Your estrogen levels are off the charts. You have more woman hormone in you as a man. Of course, you're not going to feel sexual and masculine towards her. Oh, so maybe we should go to the gym. Maybe we should eat better. Maybe we should lose some weight. Maybe we should practice masculinity and tonality and how to not break frame and how to attract. It's like, what type of quality of life do you want? One that's broken or one that's put together? Because to put it all together, you can't be doing the fapping. You have to be doing the retention. You have to be learning how to create emotional spikes in your girl and understand female dynamic. You have to understand masculinity and how to hold frame. You have to understand how to flirt. You have to understand how to get your confidence there and how to get your finances together so you can be confident. You have to build a good body so not only do you look like you resemble masculinity, but she also views you as masculine. And not only that, then you have to have your body fat in check so you radiate the right type of testosterone and you're not riddled with estrogen like every other male in America. Hi everybody, welcome to Module 7 of Week 12. And in this session, we're talking about long-term relationships. And today specifically, we're going to be talking about marriage. Now, I've coached many men over the years that have been participating in coaching with me, that have coached one-on-one. And the thing that I've really realized and that I've came to terms with is that in order to carry out a marriage, if you decide to go in this manner, anytime you enter into a long-term relationship, anytime you enter into some sort of one-on-one like agreeableness with a woman, like, hey, we're exclusive, we're coming together. Because you see, the beginning phases of this program, you learned everything about dating. You learned everything about hypergamy, about attraction. But for many men, they do have a desire to be married. Many women also have a desire to be married. And especially as she approaches, 25, 26, 27, and so on, she's going to want to get locked down, and a big thing of it is status. A woman wants to prove that she found a husband. And many men want to get married too at some point. They don't just want to keep screwing a bunch of women. Now, if you followed me on YouTube, if you followed my work over the years, one of the things that I've always preached, I've always said is that in order to carry out a successful relationship, you have to really be the jack of all trades, meaning there cannot be anything in the chain link that is broken. Now, the things that you need to look out for in this chain link is going to be health and wellness, meaning your body, your physical appearance. You need to take care of yourself. You need to be financially independent. You need to be financially strong and financially stable. That shows that you're high value and able. You need to demand respect out of your woman and vice versa. She has to demand respect out of you. It has to be entered into an agreement. There has to be rules and boundaries, and she has to know that you have options if things go south. The reason why all these are important is because if any of these 5 are broken, you're pretty much screwed. Because let's say you have all 4 of them, but let's say this one over here, your body and your physical appearance, if you've sloughed off over the years or you've gained weight, you've gotten fat, you've gotten out of shape, she will no longer look at you with that same sort of sexual desire. If you look really great, but let's say your finances aren't on point, well, she doesn't feel safe and secure with you as a husband. She feels like you can't provide. Her hypergamy is telling her to find somebody that's a stronger, valuable provider type male. Now, you got to realize you really have to have it all. You cannot let one part of your approach to this go down. Your woman, it's almost like a double-edged sword to carry out a marriage or to carry out a relationship. Like, your woman has to know that you can seduce other women. Like she has to view you as both. She has to view you as the type of guy that could go to a club or a bar or a party and women find you attractive. Like she has to view you as the type of guy that could probably pull for sex if need be. Like you can seduce women, you're good with women. But then you also have all these other underlying qualities, like you have your shit together. You're on your purpose, you're on your path. You're financially independent. You demand respect. You're a man who doesn't put up with bullshit. Like these are masculine qualities. Now the thing is you have to have both. Like if you have all those traits, you don't put up with bullshit, you're financially strong, you're financially independent, but you don't have any game, you don't have any swag, you don't have any seduction to you, well, she's going to naturally internally at some point desire the player. It's going to be, might be at 6 months in, it might be at a year in, it might be at 5 years in, it might be at 20 years in. Eventually she's going to need some alpha dick from somebody else because you're not putting it down for your woman. Fellas, you have to be the jack of all trades if you're in NLore. If you're in Never Left on Red, you have to be committed to me as a coach that you will focus on every goddamn thing possible for self-improvement. You will 100% always focus on your body, your fitness. You will try to look like a Greek god. You will carry yourself with the right financial status and constantly have your shit together. You won't engage in low-level behavior and partying and drugs, and like you're actually going to take yourself as a man seriously. You're going to demand respect out of your woman. This is a big one right here. You guys have boundaries. If you enter into a relationship, she has to know the rules. It has to be like this. Listen, if I enter into this with you and you test me or you play games with me or you try to purposefully push my buttons, as a man, I'm walking. As a man, I have enough strength to leave your ass if you do that to me. Now, do you kind of see how like I'm intense when I talk to you like a dad? Like, listen, kid, like get your shit together because this is how it is. Like, this is what you guys need. Your woman is searching for that in you. She has to know that if shit hits the fan, you're a strong guy who will fight. You're a strong guy like she can feel safe with. You're direct, you're forward, you have that demeanor to you. Okay, learn to do all of this stuff. Learn to set rules with your women. The guys that get burned are the guys that have no fucking standard. The guys that get burned are the guys who have no rules when they enter into the relationship. And that's how things go south extremely fast. You have to be the jack of all trades. Focus on your body, focus on your fitness, build your business, build your brand, demand respect. Make sure the sex is on point. If you're not good at sex, if you can't give a girl an orgasm, learn how to do that. Okay, find a girlfriend. If you haven't had sex with your wife in a while, tell her like, hey, honey, like we're about to get busy. I'm putting it down on you. You got to work with me a little bit here because I'm trying to get good with sex so our chemistry's good. Like learn how to work her clitoris, learn how to fuck her good, learn how to last a while in bed, learn how to make her crave you as a man, like sexually. That's very, very important. It's very hard to have lust without love and love without lust. It's vice versa.